Everyone, my name is Catherine McGill, and I'm going to show you a fun little Easter design that you can do, a project you can do, something to drive your kids crazy because they won't be able to get to them, or the adults. So I've done a square vase. You can do any size you want, and this is just a jam jar. So you just need a clear glass of as much as you can jar to fit in the center. So the first thing I'm going to do is get some saran, cling film, whatever you want to call it. And put it in the bottom. Get in there. So they're in there. And then put your jam jar or container. The Yoplait jars, little bottles, work really well too because they're smaller, but they're colored. They're white, so that's a problem. And then you're going to use either jelly beans, or I have gummy rabbits, and I have marshmallow rabbits. And you take these and get them in all the way around and all the way down. This jar is a little bit large for this container. It would have worked better with jelly beans for this one. These guys are a little big. Need a pokey stick. Get in there, guys. So you see how that's working. You want to fill up the space. And then because you're probably as messy as I am, you then take your saran wrap and tuck it up top. And that is just to help keep the water from, when you water your flowers, from getting all over the candy, because someone will complain if they get a soggy bunny. So then we take a bit of water. I usually fill this up a quarter, maybe a half, so that it doesn't go up and over. And today I'm using tulips. Now tulips, as you can see, they don't follow the rules. They lean towards the light. So everything you do with a tulip, you're going to have to adjust in the morning. So if you're doing this ahead of time for someone, you will want to really make sure that you don't do it too far in advance, because you will come down in the morning and they are all leaning the other way. Now, they will go back up when the sunlight's full and everything's good. So you want to take, if you can see on these, they're lighter on the bottom, and it's woodier down here. So you want to take those off, that part off. You want to take that last leaf off, because the dirt, they sit in a pot quite deep, or in the ground quite deep. And this part will hold water, hold the dirt. So you just sort of clean off that little bit. Don't know if you can see that or not. There's actually dirt along the edge. So that if you don't do that and you're in a regular vase, you will end up with dirty water later on. So I'm going to do that with all of these. And I know I want them shorter just because of the size of the pot. You're going to cut them on a bit of an angle if you can. Now if you're running out to the garden, because we all run out to the garden, to cut your daffodils and your tulips, you want to condition them, and conditioning just means putting them in water ahead of time so they can drink as much as possible. So the more water they have in them, the happier they're going to be, right? They're full and they'll last longer. You want tulips and daffodils, but only if you're out of your garden, If you're getting them from the store, they're fine. They've already been conditioned. They don't go together. Tulips or daffodils and anything else. The daffodil puts out a secretion and it will kill the other flowers in your arrangement. So they need to be on their own. Teach them a lesson, put them on their own, and let them sit ideally overnight. The way I remember that is that daffodils are the symbol for cancer. Cancer can kill. So that's how I remember it. I have a funny little ways of remembering different facts about flowers. These are quite tight, so I'm going to get probably 2 weeks out of these because they're tight. And they're going to be a lovely pink and green tone, it looks like. So when you're doing a hand bouquet, you take your flower, the next one, cross the stems and turn. Cross the stems and turn. Cross the stems and turn. And what that does is get your flowers going all the way around, and it also sort of locks your stems in. So we're just going across and turn, and when you get a big full handful, then, oh, that leaf is damaged. Then you can, you know you're done. Now I like a little bit of greenery on mine. You can just do it straight with the no leaves. You can peel these all off if you like. It's not going to harm them or make them not last as long. And then I'm going to add a little bit of baby's breath to this on the outside, just to be a little bit of different texture in here. See how that's going? And then I'm going to take all of my ends and cut them evenly if I can, just so that you don't have somebody standing heads and tails above everyone else. And you put them in. Now these want to be shorter. Now these, as I said before, see they're going in a spiral right now. It's because the stems are all sort of twisted together and it helps hold them. But these in the light are all going to stand upright. So there's a fun little Easter treat, and you get to eat the goods afterwards. Oh, and all parts of the tulip are edible. Who knew? Thanks.